There may have been people who were soft yes voters, we know there were, and they may have felt out of compassion that it was the thing to do, but not realising the consequences of voting in that legislation. We now have a terrible situation where babies are being born alive, and the evidence of that has come to the fore in the last few months. We're launching the Life and Dignity group today, and that group builds on the great work done since 2008 of the Human Dignity group. Very similar, and obviously the same values apply. We'll be looking at issues to discuss, such as palliative care, the whole issue around human trafficking, the right to life, which is becoming more of an issue since the referendum, and indeed there's huge issues now in terms of babies not being able to get pain relief, and we know that there's scientific evidence coming to light. Scientific evidence that has come to light very recently shows that babies can experience pain at 12 weeks, according to one professor who has done research in the Journal of Medical Ethics. So we're looking at all of those issues. We certainly won't be shying away from contentious issues, and we'll be standing on a platform of discussion and initiating discussion with our Oireachtas colleagues, who we may differ from greatly on many issues. But I feel that this committee has a role to play in the Dáil. There are many like-minded socially conservative TDs and senators, and we need to ensure that we have a voice in here as well. I'm very concerned about the whole issue of pain relief for late-term abortions. We know from some medical research recently done by Professor Derbyshire that it has come to light that babies at 12 weeks, that their nervous system is sufficiently developed along with their brain so that they can actually experience pain from that point. So I'm really concerned, and I feel that we need to have protections enshrined into law that give pain relief to babies. It's a very reasonable humanitarian ask, and certainly this committee won't be found wanting in terms of ensuring that some of the TDs in here in this building behind us take this really serious issue on board and put something in place. The number of pro-life TDs did bring forward a number of amendments, and we did try to get robust discussion around this very issue, but unfortunately it was completely dismissed. As we know what happened, any voice that was pro-life or any reasonable voice was shut down in the very building behind us here that's supposed to be democratic. So what we want to do now is bring those issues to the fore and make sure that the general public here in Ireland understands just what they've voted in. I mean, I don't think people really believe that the legislation would lead to all of this happening. That there may have been people who were soft yes voters, we know there were, and they may have felt out of compassion that it was the thing to do, but not realising the consequences of voting in that legislation. We now have a terrible situation where babies are being born alive, and the evidence of that has come to the fore in the last few months. So we want to get something done on this. We want to make sure that the TDs in there who are responsible for voting in that legislation maybe partake in a little bit of introspection and realise what they've done and the barbaric laws that they've brought into this country.